Pregame.com.
Friday, college football, big Thanksgiving weekend, day after Thanksgiving, Brian. I'm joined by Brian Leonard and Marco D'Angelo. We're going to look at Boston College, Miami of Florida. I love the Friday after football. I don't know about you. After
Friday
Thanksgiving.
after
Well, Friday after Thanksgiving.
I love the Monday after football because that's when I collect.
The situation for me is I just lay on the couch, eat leftover turkey all day, and watch football. There's nothing better than that.
Isn't that like your normal routine anyway?
Well, not with the turkey.
With the turkey,
yeah,
yeah,
that's the
okay,
exception.
yeah.
Okay. Usually I'm just a turkey. This time I get to eat a turkey.
All right.
All right. But this is my best bet, so I'm going to take the lead. Guys that have been following, we're 8-4 for the year on the best bets. 8-2 the last 10, so we've had a nice run. And I'm going to come right out firing. Miami of Florida is my best bet. I think this is an outstanding situation. We've got Miami of Florida, in case people don't know. The university is giving a self-imposed bowl ban on the team. I guess they know what's coming down the road, so they might as well do the right thing and look like they're good guys by doing that.
Yeah.
But so this now becomes the bowl game for Miami of Florida. It's the last home game. They were in a dogfight last week, and I'll admit I was on the wrong side of their game last week. They won. Nail-biter kicked a field goal at the last play of the game, won 6-3 over South Florida. South Florida lost their quarterback in that game, but not making any excuses for the game. But people are going to look here, and you hear me talk about John Q. Public all the time, how the average guy looks at a game. And to me, they're going to look and say, wow, Miami only beat South Florida 6-3. They're going to look at Boston College and say, wow, they went into South Bend as a 24-point underdog and only lost by 2. Now they're getting 14.5 from Miami. Sign me up. How much can I get of this? Because it looks super. But you got to dig into the numbers. And this is the situation. This is their bowl game, top motivation. Boston College last week was their bowl game, going to Notre Dame. That's their big rivalry every year, going to Notre Dame. I just don't see that team that's going not to a bowl game for the first time in as long as I can remember. I didn't actually go back and look, but Boston College has been in a bowl game every year. Where's their motivation, Brian?
Yeah, I agree. 1998 was the last time they didn't go bowling. Yeah, I'm with you. I usually try to put up a little bit of an argument with people in these videos, and I can't find any fault in your reasoning in this one. I was on Boston College last week. That was a big play for me. I had them as my rivalry game of the month and made up for my Nevada collapse in my WAC game of the month there. But yeah, BC, take a look at their offense. They scored 14 points or less in 4 of their last 5 games. They win with defense. And as you mentioned, they're off of that big rivalry game. It's basically a one-sided rivalry with Notre Dame because everybody that plays Notre Dame is basically a rival for them. But they haven't gone bowling since 1998. They really don't have a lot to play for here. And as you mentioned, the sanctions for Miami. The only thing that concerns me with Miami is the offense has been hit or miss all season long. And this is still a pretty good defense for Boston College. But if you take a look at the schedule, Miami needs to win this game to produce a winning record. And that's something, one of our colleagues on the site, Joe Gavazzi, has done over the years. Teams who need to win to get to 500 or need to win to go to a bowl game to post a winning record. Those are all big motivational tools. And I think the general public, or John Q, as you like to call them, they look at who needs to win to go bowling. That's one thing. But there's just as much motivation to win, to have a winning record, or to win, to not be the team that had a losing record or whatever. You want to go off, especially if you're a senior. And a lot of these teams, and we'll talk about this in some of the other write-ups, there's teams that have 30, 40 seniors on the roster, and they have not had a losing record or, their entire time there. And so that's big for them. And it's not included in the line.
Right. And to just elaborate a little bit, give a little handicapping lesson, that theory of the 500 record, I'll use it during the season on sports that have, that are long sports where if a baseball team's been under 500 all year, so to speak, and they get to the point in the season where they have a chance to get, it's just such a, it puts your mind in a different mindset. Oh, we're 500. It's a motivational tool that you don't have to always just save for the end of the season. So it is very good motivational edge, and that's the whole thing that most people don't, they just look at what's in front of them, don't look at the whole picture. So great point for bringing that out. And My score here, I've got Miami winning 34-10. I really think, as you said, Boston College can't score. I don't see Boston College putting any points up. And being the last home game and the excitement, and the quarterback for Miami, Harris, he's a guy, he is hit or miss, but when he is good, he just shows flashes of brilliance.
Right.
And I think that a downtrodden Boston College team that's going to be flat, I think he's going to be able to shine. And once you get those first couple scores and then the game starts to get out of hand, you know how it's almost like a party then and they pile it on. This is it. I don't think they take their foot off the gas. I like this game. I like what the coach is doing. I mean, Al Golden came from Temple. He's one of those raw guys on the sidelines. If you ever watch him, he gets in there and he high-fives his players. I think if the momentum and it starts to snowball, it will be. It'll be a party on South Beach on Friday. I'm going to go with Miami of Florida as my best bet. Now, as we always do in my best bet segment, we give you a coupon. The coupon's good for $10. This week, the coupon is Miami 10, all one word, and then the number 10. You enter that at checkout. Then you put anything, whatever you want in the shopping cart, you're going to get $10 off. And if the package happens to only be $10, it's on the house for RJ. He doesn't get any turkey because it's free. If that
And
happens.
you love it when they use that coupon on your picks, don't you?
I love it when they use it on anybody's picks, but use it. And speaking of my picks, as we do we give a quick promotion. I do have a big game. I get a lot of flack for the name, and it's kind of a fun name, but I've been doing it for 30 years, and we always do it. It's my annual Grand Gobbler game of the year, and it kind of goes with, I like to eat, but I always isolate one big play over the Thanksgiving weekend that it's, because this is a different weekend, we could do a whole nother video on it. Thanksgiving weekend, you got to sometimes just put your stat books aside because it's rivalry weekend. It's a different handicap, and we really could have did a whole thing. So maybe that's something we can talk about, continuing the conversation in the forums, because this is a week unlike no other week in college football.
Yeah, and you made a great point there. And if people that have followed my plays on the season know I've done very well in these weekday games. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the reason is because the public is involved. Mm-hmm. And with these Thursday, Friday games, the public is involved a lot more than they would be on a typical college football Saturday. So we were getting a lot of lines this week that I thought were really going to move, and there's still value on them because the public has gotten involved. So this should be a big week for all of us.
Friday is one of the biggest bet days in college football because as you talk about, you're going to get a lot of casual people betting. But face it, their wives are out shopping for Black Friday. They're sitting there like, I'm going to be eating turkey, which is what I do all the time, sit there and watch eating the games. But they want action, and there's action from 11 a.m. Eastern on Friday till the last game goes off in the evening on the West Coast. It's a smorgasbord for sure.
And if you're anything like my wife, she's spending a lot of money when she's out there. That means I got to win a lot of money. And a lot of the guys are in the same situation as we are. So let's win them a lot of money this week.
But I'm sure your wife comes home and tells you the same thing mine does. That it was on sale.
Everything is on sale.
Everything's on sale. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Let's make some money, guys, to offset the Black Friday losses of our wives. He's Brian Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We'll be right back. We're going to do Maryland and NC State up next.